Alright, so today we're going to build on what we did last lesson where we did equations with variables on both sides of the equation. So we are using brackets today, so we have to expand brackets in all these questions. Looking at the first one, just put this in with your red pen at the moment, times sign. Amazing how many people don't multiply when they do these things. Okay, we are multiplying, so let's start. 2 times m, 2m, 2 times positive 3, positive 6. All right, next step. So we're looking at eventually getting that m by itself. So the first thing we're getting rid of is the plus 6. So we're going to have 2m still here, copy down the 8, and now we're doing the opposite of plus 6, which is minus 6. All right, work that out. We've got 2. Now we're getting rid of the 2 over here so that the m can be by itself. So we're left with m, and over here we've got 2, and we're going to do the opposite of times 2, which is over 2, divided by 2. Now if you use your calculator, that will give you a 1, and you have your answer, m equals 1. Make sure all your equal signs are in line, and we can see our left and our right-hand sides. Okay, so over here on the next one, leaving the 27 on the left-hand side, we're going to start expanding over here. So we're multiplying. 7 times 2y is 14y. 7 times positive 1 is positive 7. Okay, so we're going to be eventually getting the y by itself on the right-hand side, but we're not there yet, so we're going to get rid of the plus 7 first. So that will leave 14y on the right, and over here we're going to move the 27 over and do the opposite of plus 7, which is minus 7. Collect that and you'll get 20. So now we need to get rid of the 14. So we're getting rid of times 14. So we're left with the y on the right hand side, and over on the left we have 20. Opposite of times 14 is divide by 14. So put that in your calculator with your fraction key. So we want 20 over 14 equals. Now your calculator will give you 10 over 7, and that's fine. We don't mind improper fractions as answers, so that's your answer. All right, looking at the next one, we have 2 lots of brackets to expand. So we'll just take it bit by bit. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times positive x is positive 3x. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times positive x is positive 4x. And now we're up to the point that we did yesterday. So we've got letters on both sides. We need to do majority rules. So which of these is going to stay where it is? Okay, so is plus 3 or plus 4 bigger? Plus 4 is. So 4x is going to stay here. Okay, this one is going to come across and join it. So we're going to do the opposite when we move it to the other side, which will be minus 3x. And for the numbers, we have a 6 already here, and our plus 4 will come across and join that, and that will be a minus 4 when it moves to the other side. All right, just collect these things and we have a 2. This gives you a 1x or just an x, isn't it? We don't need that one. So I've got too many lines of working here. I'll just get rid of this. So you're finished. X equals 2. Okay, next question. We've got D up here. Nothing to do on the left-hand side at this stage, but we have some expanding on the right. So let's start our multiplying. 5 times 2y is 10y. And 5 times minus 3 is minus 15. All right, let's look at majority rules. So we've got minus 8y here and 10y here. Which one is bigger? 10y is bigger, it stays where it is. Minus 8y is coming across to join it. When it comes over, we're doing the opposite, so we're going to be plusing 8y. All right, the numbers. Minus 5 will be staying here. And the other number, minus 15, will be coming across to join it. Over here, so it'll become plus 15 when it moves over to the other side. And now let's collect our numbers. We have a 10 here, and over here we have 18y. So we still haven't got the y by itself yet, so the only way to do that is to get rid of your times 18. So let's come over, write down the 10. Opposite of times 18 is over 18 or divide by 18. Then you go to your calculator fraction key, press in 10 over 18 equals, and it should give you 5 over 9, and there's your answer. All right, let's look at the next one. Now, this is where people will go wrong. Be very careful. All right, that is nothing to do with the expansion. So when you look at brackets, the only thing that it's multiplying by is the term immediately in front of the bracket. So the only thing you're multiplying by is plus 2. All right, so draw your arrows in. And see, that 7y's got nothing to do with it. All right, it's only the term outside the bracket that you're multiplying by. So we're just going to copy that 7y down. It's got nothing to do with the expanding, so let's just copy it down. Now we start our expanding. Plus 2 times y is plus 2y. Plus 2 times plus 5 is plus 10. And over the other side, now of the equal sign, we're going to expand over here. Right, 4 times y is 4y, and 4 times minus 10 is minus 40. All right, now before we go any further, we're going to be in a real mess if we start looking at all these y's all over the place. So always do what you can do before you start moving things around. Okay, so we're going to get these two together. We're going to collect this bit here first. So 7y plus 2y is 9y. I'm not doing anything else in this line. I'm just copying everything else down. Now you can look at your majority rules. All right, don't do it when you've got 3 different things. So we have 9y and 4y. The number that's bigger is the 9, so 9y stays. And this plus 4y is moving over here to become minus 4y. All right, that means our numbers have to be over this side. Minus 40 is already there, so we can write it down. And this one here, the plus 10, that's moving over, and it will become minus 10 when it moves. All right, now let's collect everything. We've got 5y on this side and minus 50 over here. 2 more lines to go. So we want to get the y by itself now. That means we're getting rid of the times 5. So we go to the other side, copy down what we have, and divide by 5. Now, if you put that in your fraction key on your calculator, it will give you minus 10, and you're finished. All right, a few more questions yet. Okay, so this next one up the top here, again, you're only expanding with the term immediately in front of the bracket. And that is minus 3. So that's the only thing that you're drawing the arrows from. Okay, a lot of people with this question here will go 8 minus 3, 5. This is what they do. They go, oh, 8 minus 3, 5. And they do that. Now that is very wrong. Okay, the reason it's wrong is because you have not done order of operations. So technically what's happening there is you've got 8 minus 3 times something. That's what's happening. Order of operations is saying, well, you've got to work out that multiplication first. All right? And then you can deal with the plus 8 at the front there. But what you're doing if you do this is you're doing your subtraction first before you multiply, and you can't do that because it's wrong from the order of operations. Okay, so very, very big mistake that gets made by lots and lots of people is to do that, and it's wrong. So get rid of it, don't think about it at all. All right, they do things in the HSC where they make it really tempting for you to do it. Right, so they might do this. And it's very tempting to go, oh, 160 minus 159, easy, 1. And it's all wrong. Okay, they do it just to try and entice you into doing that subtraction. We're not doing that. Okay, so we are copying down that 8. Has nothing to do with the expansion. We are just copying it down. Now we're going to do our multiplying, which is what is supposed to happen first in order of operations. Minus 3 times 1, minus 3. Minus 3 times minus m plus 3m. Be careful with that. Minus times a minus gives a plus. A lot of people make errors there as well. All right, we're over on the other side. 5 times m is 5m. 5 times positive 3 is positive 15. And we're going to just drag down that plus 4 that had nothing to do with anything. All right, now we're only collecting things on the sides, just tidying up now, okay? So these two can be collected, and you get 5. That's when you collect it, not when there's still multiplying to do. Copy that down. And over here we can collect these things, can't we? So write down the 5m, and then plus 15 plus 4 is plus 19. All right, majority rules. Let's look at the m's. Which one's bigger? 5m's bigger, so it stays. The other one's coming across to join it. So plus 3m comes over to the other side and becomes minus 3m. And our numbers, 5 stays there. Plus 19 moves over to the other side to join the numbers, and it becomes minus 19 when it moves. So let's collect 5 minus 19. Now use your calculator. I don't want people making silly errors because they've got that wrong. 5 minus 19 is minus 14. 5m minus 3m is 2m. And we're nearly there. We've got to get the m by itself still. So we have to get rid of this 2 times 2. So come over to the other side and divide by it. We use a fraction bar, remember. Put that in your calculator and you'll get m equals minus 7. All right, now the last two questions we're doing are a bit different to just solving. All right, so this first one that we've got here is actually asking you to show something or prove something. Okay, so we're going to prove that this actually is a solution. Now, you could do this by solving it, but we're not going to. Take the easy way out on this question. All right, so let's have a look. Now, on this question here, all right, on this one, it's asking you to show that a equals 6 is the solution. So you could, if you wanted to, you could go through and solve that, right? We could do this. I'm just going to do this really quickly without explaining everything. You can just watch. When you do a lot more practice, you'll be able to do it as quick as me as well. All right, we get that. Look, it is a solution, isn't it? So you can say, therefore, that is a solution. You can do it that way if you like. But there is an alternative way. Or, so the other option is, let's turn this down a little bit. So the other option is you can take what they're giving you, which is this, and you can take the a equals 6 and sub it in. All right, so where the a is, we can put a 6 in that spot and just see if it works or not. All right, so let's see what happens. Now, all you have to do now is work out the left-hand side. All right, so we're going to do, you can get your calculator out for this. So I want you just to work out that whole left-hand side. Just go to your calculator and press in 2 times, open bracket, 2 plus 6, close bracket, equals, and it should end up giving you 16. And then over here, you're going to do the same. You're just going to get your calculator and go 10 plus 6, and that equals 16. So do they equal each other, the left and the right-hand sides? Yes. Now, if you do it like that, you can then just do a conclusion to it. So I'll just write over here because I'm running out of room. So really we're just asking the question, is that true? And we've worked out it was true. So then you can just say, therefore, A equals 6 is a solution. So you have an option of which way you want to do that question. All right, so especially with multiple choice questions, if they sort of say which is the solution, they give you A, B, C, and D. One of them might be A equals 6. Well, that one will work out to be a yes if you sub it in. So take your pick. Both of them will be full marks. Take your pick which way you do it. All right, now in this last question, I like putting these in multiple choice questions. It says, in which line has there been an error made? All right, so this is the question we're solving. 5 bracket k minus 3 equals 25. So this is the working they've done. Now sometimes when you look through it, you go, oh, Mrs. Breen didn't do it that way. All right, so yeah, I don't do everything the same way as they've done it, but that's, different people do things differently. You've got to look for things that are real errors. All right, so let's look at what they've done. They've started with the question, and that's line 1. So have they done what they should have done? Let's have a look. Just put this in with your red pen so we can check it. So it's 5 times k is 5k. 5 times minus 3. Is that right? What's 5 times minus 3? Yep, it's minus 15. It's not minus 8. We've already found the error. It's in line 1. So that wasn't hard, was it? But the error can sometimes be further down. All right, I'm just going to explain a couple of other things here. I don't teach this line like this, but what they've done is legal. If you look at from there to there, what they've done is they've added 8 here and they've added 8 here. They've done the same thing to both sides, so that's okay what they've done there. This is just collecting what they did above. Yep, they did that right. And then they decided to get rid of this thing. They decided to get rid of the times 5, and they did it over 5. That's fine, there's no problem there. And then they got their answer. Now you might be going, there was no line 5 written here, but some of you might be going, well, there's no k there. It doesn't matter, all right? So when we're looking at this, if they don't write anything there, you're looking at it from here. So it's k equals 6 3/5, which is true. So all the rest of it is okay. The error was up there because they didn't multiply. And it's an error some of you are going to make as well. So make sure you put the times sign in when you're expanding the brackets. Good luck with your homework.